What's up, everybody? It's your boy Yenza back again with another Clash Dummies Clan Wars recap. Little frigid right now. I got my coffee. I just finished running the snowblower through the driveway. I got about 8 inches of snow here in Pittsburgh, PA, in my area at least. We're going to be recapping the war against Vietnam Clan War. As you can see, pretty easy one for us. I mean, they did use most of their attacks. We'll scroll through and see what they were able to do. Fight the Boston, the Legend are Town Hall 9s, very, very early Town Hall 9s. So they were able to pick them up. Let's see who got them. Okay, some of their, I guess, full-blown Town Hall 9s were able to pick them up. But anyhow, we're not here to look at them. We did 3-star all the Town Hall 10s this time. I'm not going to show any of those. We're going to hop right into Wolf's Raid here. I'm going to pause it right at the beginning. Just to say a couple things. First off, the reason you separate or you use like a hybrid attack like a Go-Ho, in Wolf's case he throws a Witch in there as well to support his golems and kill squad. First objective is always the same no matter what you're trying to do, whether it's a Go La Loon or a Go-Ho raid. The primary objective is to eliminate the clan castle troops and take out the enemy archer queen. That's what you have to do every time with your kill squad. Now, depending on what troops you're going to be using as far as whether it's a La Loon or a Hog attack as your secondary, defensive targeting troops. If you're doing a Go La Loon, your secondary objective is going to be on your route to killing the enemy queen and killing the CC is eliminating air defense. And this is again for a Go La Loon. Depending on how many hounds you take and whatnot, I'm not going to get into how many air defenses you want to take out or how many. Or if you want to take out an Expo and a sweeper along with one air defense, or maybe get 2 air defenses. I'm not going to get into that right now. That would just be your secondary objective. So primary objective, take out the CC troops and take out the enemy queen. Secondary objectives is to take out X amount of air defenses, Expos, sweepers, that sort of thing upon your entry. If you're using a Go-Ho attack, your primary objective is always the same: take out the clan castle, take out the enemy archer queen. The secondary objective in a Go-Ho attack is choosing an entry point that is either going to trigger double bombs or single bombs, whatever, or eliminate pathing. So what you can see here, when I look at this base that Wolf hits here, he has a central archer queen to deal with. That's great because that allows him to come in virtually from any angle on the base, because all he has to do is get to the center with his kill squad. So he can come in from the north and jump over the air defense. He can come in from the west, and well, the west would be a little tricky because he would have to break 2 walls and then jump in the middle, because this archer queen will not travel over this wall right here by the sweeper. But he could come in by the south, or through the south, take out this wall here, the first wall, and then jump over the king platform somewhere in that area and take out the queen. Or he can come in from the west, which is what he does. And I like that move because when I look at this base, I see a double bomb potential right here in between the Expo and the sweeper. It ends up not being exactly there. It actually ends up being between the sweeper and the cannon right here, but he does trigger it on his entry. And then the other one would be, of course you could have one right here, but you can trigger those one at a time if you come in with your hogs toward this archer tower. Basically the top bomb right here would trigger, and if you have a heal down, you can actually heal through the double. So right here would be the best place to put it for a hog attack as a secondary double bomb spot, which is where the other one is. And the way he deploys his hogs, he's able to take that one out one at a time and heal straight through it. I'm going to go ahead and hit play here now. Remember, his primary objective is to take out the CC troops and the enemy archer queen, and then his secondary objective is to eliminate pathing or trigger a double giant bomb or single bombs, or just eliminate potential spots for where those could be. So he comes in with the golems here, gets his funnel down and created so he knows he's safe to send his king, puts the wall breakers in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so we can get a better look at this. Puts the jump down in that area. I like that because he didn't want to travel up into this compartment with his kill squad. So everything's moving in fine here. He's actually got skeletons distracting the dragon. The queen goes down, and now he sends the hogs from the north. And they're going to work just down through the base. Again, he has guessed right in this case that there wasn't a bomb where that Tesla popped right there. That's luck. I'm not going to say he had anything that he knew what was going on. He just made that decision, and that's what he did. Right there you can see the bombs trigger one at a time, and he has his heals down. He does drop that other heal quick because he's dealing with Teslas and archer towers right there. And really over here, as you can see, everything's focused on those golemites, so he's in no real danger. This base is crushed already. Excuse me for the sniffles, guys. Like I said, I did just come in from outside. I probably shouldn't be doing this immediately after that, but I wanted to get a few videos up right now, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and 4X this one because it's only clean up. The next raid I'm going to show, remember those points. I'm going to reiterate over and over and over again. It is a 3-star. It is by Surf for Life. He's a relatively new member. Very good war player. He's learning the 3-star strats. He came in knowing a little bit about them, and we're just trying to help him. So it's going to sound a lot like I'm picking him apart on this raid. Surf, I'm sorry if it sounds like that. I don't mean it like that. I just want to make you a better player. Again, congrats on the 3-star. That's great. But I'm going to show you just how you could have got this done a little bit easier. Instead of the little bit of struggle. There's another point in this one that I want to make, and that is the poison spells on the clan castle troops. We'll get to that in a second. I'll pause whenever that becomes when it's time to do so. On this base, I would call this a variation of like the general. As you can see in the general, it's kind of set up this way with a larger area down south, and you can see the obvious bomb spots right there by the wizard tower and right there by the wizard tower. What's nice about symmetrical bases like this is you can guarantee that if you see a bomb on the left side of the base, it's going to be in the same spot on the right side of the base. Makes it very easy on you to dissect what you need to do. Now, what Surf's going to do is lure the CC and double poison it. No big deal. Everything should go fine. You'll see he misses on the first poison just a tad, and I'm going to show you a trick that you can use that will basically you'll never miss with your poison spell in this fashion, because a lot of the CC troops now are air troops, and it's kind of hard to gauge where they are, and I'll show you the trick here in a minute. Now, then he comes in from this angle right here. Remember the primary and secondary objectives. Of course, he already took out the clan castle troops. Doesn't have to worry about that. Primary objective number 1, done. Now he has to take out the archer queen. So he's going in to do that. He's taking care of the primary objective, but he's using hogs, and he doesn't take care of the secondary objectives. He still gets the job done, but it's by the not by the skin of his teeth, but it's a little nerve-wracking toward the end of the raid, and I'll show you why and what he could have done to better the attack. Now, where that queen is, he can actually come in from he comes in from about 10:30, 11 o'clock here. If he comes in from 9 o'clock and kind of goes golem into this wizard tower here, he can actually use, because this archer tower is going to be focused on that golem, this cannon's going to be focused on that golem. He can actually use a wizard over here on this elixir collector, and he can use a wizard up here on this barracks, and he's going to have a perfect runway. He can drop his jump spell right there. What that's going to do is he's actually going to get into this compartment right here where we already said the giant bombs are, and he could potentially have his golems go from that whiz tower to this AirD to that sweeper down to that mortar, and then that bomb position is negated, if not triggered, which makes his raid a lot more easy because he only has to deal with one double bomb spot. Because he comes in from the north here, he doesn't trigger any of the bombs, he doesn't take out the pathing, and the bombs do bite him a little bit. He does get away with it in this case. As we saw, he got the 3-star. Another thing it's the order of troop dropping. So it goes golems, then your funnel wizards, then get your queen down in the middle. When your queen goes down and starts clearing the buildings in the middle, you can drop your wall breakers. They break the wall, then you drop your king to walk right through the opening you've created in the funnel. In his case, he uses strictly golems and wizards, doesn't put his king and queen in. They still go to the middle, but whenever you hold them that long, it actually increases the chance of your king and your queen walking around the base. So say he left up this builder's hut over here, and he drops his king and queen last, and all these buildings right here are taken out. If that's the case, his queen and king are going to walk to this builder's hut and probably go around the base, thus not getting into the middle and taking out key defenses to help his hogs move through the base fluidly. Another thing is he's a little bit late on the jump spell because he opens up this wall right here between the two barracks. There's only one defense in there, so the golems are going to be beating on this wall next to the cannon after they take out that archer tower. If he puts his jump down on the queen earlier, his golem is able to jump into that compartment and start tanking for the expos, because the expos are actually out of range of his golem whenever his golem goes over to beat on the wall by this cannon up here. So we're going to go ahead and start the raid. I'm sorry that I had a long explanation. I'm going to talk about it again as we're going through here. And I'm also going to pause when the CC lore happens. Okay, so he's got the CC lore. Now, I'm going to play it just a little bit. Okay, right here, you can see kind of by the E and the T in Vietnam, there's a shadow, and that shadow is for the dragon. You can also see by the dragon's feet there's another shadow, and that's for the leading balloon. I'm going to play this just until his... Okay, so right there, you can see the outer ring of his poison spell does not capture that shadow of the dragon, and because of that, the dragon is not being hit at all by that poison. Neither is the other balloon. You can't see the shadow real well because it's in right on the shield for the enemy clan. You cannot see it very well, but it's there, and he is not being targeted either. Now, he adjusts for the second spell, drops it correctly, gets everything in it, actually almost misses again. If he's aiming for that shadow, always, when you're dropping that, use your finger to touch that shadow, and you're guaranteed to get it every time. So he does miss that. I'm going to grab a sip of coffee here. My throat's getting a little dry. Alright, thank you for allowing me to pause there. So he gets his golems down. Of course, his one golem's gonna work his way over. Now, because that dragon's not down, it's actually gonna bust this golem. It does a real number on this golem over here, and because of that, the golem goes down rather quick. Like I said, if he had his queen down right now, his queen would be targeting that dragon and would be taking it out quickly. The wall's already broken. He can jump. He could drop his king a lot earlier. As you see, he still doesn't have him down. He finally gets him down right about now. There they come. And luckily, they don't go for this elixir collector over here. But when he does that, he gets them in there. They're moving, but his golems are already into golemites. He only has one of them left, not doing a whole lot of tanking. And he comes in heavy with the hogs over between 1 and 3 o'clock. I like the deployment on it. It's going to guarantee that he actually triggers these bombs one at a time, which is good. But you can see he only has one heal spell left. And he's going to have to drop it down lower here where these cannons are, because he's going to have a lot of damage coming in. That doesn't cover the bomb spot over here. And he had to drop it there, so I'm glad he did. But if he would have triggered those bombs, the threat in this base is over, and he doesn't lose another hog in this raid at all. But because he doesn't, thankfully his hogs are at full health right now. They get hit with that bomb, and they do like peel off a little bit. So those hogs that were hit by that first bomb, they all just died, and the hogs he has left have very little health. As they work around this trash ring, if they were to hit a small bomb on the outside of this base, a few of them would probably die. If he hits 2 small bombs, they're all probably dead, and he might not have the time to clean up this base. Thankfully he does, but with a few adjustments, this raid could have been made a lot less stressful, and I hope he just appreciates the advice. I'm sorry for tearing you apart. I know we spent a lot of time on that attack, probably about 6 or 7 minutes on that attack. I'm sorry, but Surf, I hope you get better for me having critiqued that. One more time, I just want to apologize because I'm sure it sounded like I tore you apart there, and I did not mean to do so. Great job on the 3-star. We'll build you back up here because in the end, you did get the 3-star attack. I'm going to show my minis attack, and the reason I'm going to show this one, I didn't want to do that, I want to pause, is because this is a cleanup attack, but whenever I look at this base, I see some obvious potential for bomb placements, and even if this wasn't a cleanup attack, I would have been hitting it the same exact way. Not that I've seen this base before, because I have not. It's not like a forum base. I mean, I'm sure it's a forum base, but I haven't seen it in a war. It's just a few things that I could guarantee are going to be in the same spots, just because I've watched so many videos, I've seen so many base styles, like I can see where the traps are going to be in this base without even hitting it. I'm assuming that every bomb is right down here by this cannon, which is a horrifyingly bad base design error. Now, what I'm going to do on the CC lure, as you can see, I could lure the CC by sending one hog anywhere basically on the south. I don't want to do that because I want to trigger at least one of those bombs. Otherwise, I'm in trouble because my hogs will hit those eventually. So what I do is I drop 4 hogs on this archer tower over here. They are going to take out that archer tower, hop this wall, trigger the CC, and get 1 bomb triggered. All for 4 hogs. Which, as you can see, I have 34 and I have 5 more max hogs in my clan castle, making this just a mass hog attack. And because I'm able to trigger those bombs, and then the way I deploy my secondary hogs after I take out the CC is also key, because I put 4 more on this cannon here, and then the rest of them I start trickling them in on this archer tower over on this side, and that can guarantee me they're going to go from the archer tower to the mortar to the whiz tower, and then I keep putting more in over here on this cannon and on this archer tower and on this mortar, and then they work through. The Tesla I already know are going to be right next to these air defenses in the center here, and then there's going to be one on either side of this air defense here. Now, the only outlier I could have had is there's an obvious, this is a double bomb right here between the cannon and mortar. I know that. Now, there could have been a Tesla right behind that builder's hut, and then there could have been a bomb on either side of this air defense. I went ahead and risked it because I know my hogs can live through 1 bomb by itself as long as they're in a heal. And again, this was a cleanup attack, so I didn't really have to worry about that at all. But I'm going to play here so you can see what I'm talking about. I drop in the 4 hogs. And notice I drop them into the right side, because if I drop them into the left and they go straight to the mortar, they will not trigger that bomb right there. I need them to target that cannon after they targeted that archer tower. Now you can see the shadows plain as day here. I drop the poison right on them. That ensures that they're going to get right in that radius. I'm going to wait for those to go down. Fast forward just a tad here because this is a long video for only having showed 3 raids. We'll go ahead and go back to 1x. Now you can see I target that with 4 more hogs. They're going to go in. I'm going to wait for those hogs to take that out. And then I'm going to drop my other hogs in on this archer tower, and I know they're going to the right of this base. As you can see, I'm trickling more hogs, and that's so I can heal 1 time and get all those hogs in that heal. So they all move into it. I'm still trickling in more hogs. I still have 4 more hogs in the bag at this point. So I'm going to have another heal right up here because I'm dealing with Tesla's archer towers. My hogs did jump this wall and trigger that other bomb. That was not necessary, but it did help a lot, obviously. I didn't have to hold on to a heal spell. And as you can see, there's no defenses left in this base. My hogs are targeting them all. Basically, that heal right there was just a precaution. I didn't even need it. I already have my wizards down around the base for cleanup. This is a done deal. 30 seconds, I'm going to rack up 40% more on this base because I spread my wizards out and they had nothing shooting at them because everything was taken out. I do have hogs go over there and trigger that bomb. Doesn't matter because I still have a few more in the core taking out the town hall. And this raid's over. So I hope you learned something from this war here. It's not a typical showcase of attacks. It's more of like a how-to or just an adjustment video. But it was a war recap nonetheless. Congrats to the Dummies for keeping the war log green. And we'll see you next time, probably in 2 days here for the following war recap. Thank you for tuning in.